Ever wonder why some people just seem financially stable? Not because they're rich, but because they don't panic when their bank account dips. They don't impulse buy to feel better, don't avoid looking at their bills, and somehow manage to save without white-knuckling through it. Here's the plot twist. Your money habits might have less to do with math and more to do with how you were loved as a kid. Yeah, you heard that right. The same attachment patterns that affect your relationships, they're running the show with your finances too. In today's video, we're breaking down how your childhood attachment style is secretly controlling your bank account, and more importantly, how to fix it. Whether you're an anxious spender, an avoidant budgeter, or someone who's just confused about why money feels so emotionally charged, this one's for you. First, Quick Attachment Theory 101. When you're a baby, the way your caregivers respond to your needs literally wires your brain for how you'll handle stress, trust, and safety for the rest of your life. If your needs were met consistently, you develop secure attachment. You learn the world is safe, people are reliable, and you can handle problems when they come up. But if your caregivers were inconsistent, dismissive, or unavailable, you develop insecure attachment. Maybe you became anxiously attached, always seeking reassurance and terrified of abandonment. Or avoidantly attached, shutting down emotions and going it alone. Or disorganized, a chaotic mix of both. Now here's where it gets interesting. Money is one of the most emotionally loaded topics in our lives. It represents security, control, freedom, and survival. So of course, the same neural pathways that govern how you attach to people also govern how you attach to money. Research in behavioral economics and psychology shows that our financial decisions are rarely purely rational. We're not calculators. We're emotional beings trying to feel safe in an uncertain world. And the blueprint for what safe feels like? That was written in childhood. Your attachment style doesn't just affect who you date. It affects whether you check your bank account, how you feel when you swipe your card, whether you can ask for a raise, and if you're saving for the future or living in financial denial. Sound familiar? Let's break down how each attachment style shows up with money. If you're anxiously attached, money probably feels like a constant source of stress, even when you have enough. You might obsessively check your bank account multiple times a day, experience intense anxiety about what-if scenarios, even unlikely ones, seek external validation through purchases or keeping up appearances, struggle to enjoy money because you're always worried it'll run out. Use spending as emotional regulation when you feel unloved or insecure. Here's what's happening. Your nervous system is stuck in hypervigilance mode. Just like you might text someone 10 times waiting for a response, you're constantly monitoring your finances for signs of danger. Money becomes a stand-in for the love and security you're seeking. You might also be an emotional spender. Feeling rejected? Buy something. Anxious about a relationship? Online shopping at 2 a.m. The dopamine hit from purchasing temporarily soothes your activated nervous system, but it creates a cycle that actually reinforces your financial anxiety. If you're avoidantly attached, you might pride yourself on being independent with money. But here's the thing. You might also be in denial. Avoidant money patterns look like not opening bills or checking account balances because ignorance is bliss, refusing to ask for help, even when struggling financially. Dismissing the importance of money with, "I don't care about material things." Keeping financial secrets from partners or family, either extreme frugality, control through deprivation, or reckless spending. Nothing matters anyway. You learned early on that relying on others leads to disappointment, so you shut down the need for security entirely, or you try to white-knuckle it alone. But here's the problem. Avoiding your finances doesn't make them go away. It just means you're not dealing with reality. That stack of unopened bills? That's not you being carefree. That's you protecting yourself from the vulnerability of facing potential problems. Except now the problem is bigger, and you're still alone with it. Disorganized attachment is the I want it, I don't want it, I need it, I'm terrified of it style. With money, this looks chaotic, swinging between extreme saving and reckless spending, sabotaging yourself right when things start to stabilize. Deep shame about money, but also defiance against the system. Simultaneous fear of poverty and fear of wealth. Difficulty making any financial decision because every option feels wrong. If you grew up with unpredictable caregivers, your brain never learned that safety is possible. So even when you have money, you can't trust it. Even when you're broke, part of you expected it. The instability feels more familiar than calm ever could. Now, secure attachment with money doesn't mean you're rich. It means you have a healthy, balanced relationship with finances. You can look at your bank account without spiraling. You make mistakes but don't catastrophize or ignore them. You can delay gratification when needed and enjoy money when appropriate. You ask for help, negotiate for fair pay, and set boundaries. Money is a tool, not your identity or emotional crutch. Here's the beautiful part. Even if you didn't develop secure attachment as a kid, you can earn it. Your brain is neuroplastic. You can literally rewire these patterns. Research shows that people can move from insecure to secure attachment through therapy, conscious relationships, and yes, through how they handle money. Because every financial decision is an opportunity to practice a new pattern. Every time you check your account instead of avoiding it, you're building trust with yourself. Every time you pause before an emotional purchase, you're regulating your nervous system in a new way. So how do you actually heal your financial attachment style? For anxious attachers, your work is learning to self-soothe. When you feel the urge to obsessively check your balance or emotionally spend, pause. Put your hand on your chest and take 3 deep breaths. Remind yourself, I am safe right now. This feeling will pass. Create a rule. Wait 48 hours before any non-essential purchase over $50. This builds the muscle of sitting with discomfort instead of immediately soothing it. For avoidant attachers, your work is leaning into vulnerability. Schedule a weekly money date with yourself. Literally put it in your calendar. Sit down, open every account, look at every number. It'll feel uncomfortable. That's the point. You're teaching your nervous system that you can handle facing reality. And here's the key. Ask for help. Tell a trusted friend about a financial goal. Join a money support group. Let people in. For disorganized attachers, your work is creating consistency in chaos. Start absurdly small. Set up one automatic transfer of $10 a week into savings. That's it. You're not trying to fix everything. You're teaching your brain that stability is possible. When you feel the urge to sabotage, get curious. What am I afraid will happen if things actually work out? Journal it. Talk to a therapist. Dismantle the belief that chaos is safer than calm. For everyone, track your emotional spending for 1 week. Every time you spend money, write down what you were feeling right before. Bored, anxious, sad, excited, you'll start seeing patterns. Awareness is the first step to change. And consider this. Your bank account is a relationship. How you treat it reflects how you treat yourself. Would you ignore a friend for months then panic when they're upset? Would you constantly check on a partner because you don't trust them? Would you refuse to communicate your needs because vulnerability feels dangerous? Your money deserves the same relational work you'd give to healing any attachment wound. Here's why this matters beyond your personal finances. Our collective relationship with money is broken because we're all walking around with unhealed attachment trauma trying to solve it with spreadsheets. We live in a world that profits from your insecurity. Every ad is designed to trigger your anxious attachment. Every hustle harder message exploits your avoidant self-reliance. Every boom and bust cycle reinforces disorganized chaos. When you heal your attachment to money, you're not just improving your own life. You're opting out of a system that needs you to stay dysregulated to keep consuming. You're modeling secure attachment for the people around you, especially if you have kids who are watching how you handle financial stress. You're also better equipped to advocate for systemic change. Because here's the thing, personal finance advice often ignores that the economy is rigged. But understanding your attachment patterns helps you distinguish between "I'm avoiding my credit card statement because I'm scared" versus "I'm angry about wealth inequality and refusing to participate." One is avoidance, the other is activism. Know the difference. Healing your money attachment doesn't mean you accept injustice. It means you're clear-headed enough to fight it. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing from this video and do it this week. If you're anxious, practice the 48-hour rule before your next purchase. If you're avoidant, schedule that money date and actually show up for it. If you're disorganized, set up one tiny automatic transfer. And then notice how it feels. Notice the discomfort. Notice the resistance. That's your attachment system fighting to keep the old pattern alive. Breathe through it. Drop a comment and tell us your attachment style and your biggest money struggle. No shame. We're all figuring this out together. Your relationship with money can heal. And when it does, everything else starts to shift too. Thanks for watching and for taking your mental health seriously. This work isn't easy, but you're here, and that matters. If this resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you're not broken. You're just running old software. Time to update the code. See you in the next one.